somehow wins World Finals again, then I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm getting a Ruben jersey, and that's the end of my career. But he is already etched in history as, in my opinion, the hardest player to beat. And not necessarily the one that has won the most, but the way he plays is so difficult to actually beat him. I think you talk to most pro players, and it's just the patience that he has. And Framsito's gonna have to be careful with that, because Ruben just waits until you make a mistake, and then he completely capitalizes on it. He is in no rush at all.
Well, Mortar not in cycle, so Hogs go to the right-hand lane with the Fire Spirit behind. Good early damage here by the Team Queso player, 2971 to 2596 as the spears go on the inside to work on both the miner and the guards.
Yeah, this deck is really suited to Ruben. He's able to outplay and really pressure when he wants to. The thing that most people will notice if it is your first time watching Ruben or you just haven't seen him enough yet, you will see he'll pick a moment, and then the bridge spam that is about to come out from Ruben's side is phenomenal. He is the player that once he decides I'm going to start going in, he does not stop until your tower is down. This time around, kind of just cycling the Hoggies, he definitely has a way quicker cycle than most decks in the game. But he did choose to add Fisherman, which is an odd take.
You know, Ruben tends to lean a lot on Royal Giant and Balloon. And of course, 6 Luna often played Fisherman, and RG, obviously in the modern meta, is typically Fisherman based. So this might just be a feature of the decks he loves to play the most. He's gotten used to Fisherman and loves it from the tech perspective.
Yeah, and he also is that person that always changes like one card in a deck. He'll put Healer in RG, or he'll put Ghost in it instead of running the traditional things, which is why I think I'm not as surprised with the Fisherman. I'm just curious to see what he was looking for with the Fisherman in this deck, because it does cut your cycle a bit, and it doesn't really add pressure in a deck where you would like to have a little bit more pressure than your opponent.
Good bar barrel out of Framsito, and gets that miner on tower, and yeah, very nice Fire Spirit indeed. Fireball in response by Fram.
Yeah, I mean, they are having trouble getting to the tower at this point. Framsito not playing like a high-seeded player right now. He's playing against Ruben. Ruben's playing well, and Framsito's keeping up with him every step of the way. So I am very impressed. Like you said, he just barely made it. It was everything had to work out for him, and he's not playing like he just barely made it.
And notice how early Ruben is popping the invisibility on that Archer Queen, much earlier than you might traditionally see from other players, and trying to get it in the mix at the bridge for those fights. So far, it has not gotten the lead quite yet as we go into sudden death overtime. Oh yeah, very, very nice.
That's going to force out more out of him for sure onto that defense. There's the Fire Spirit, so no longer available for the bats. Now he could go ahead and send Miner and bats. He does not have anything other than a delivery or a fireball, which would put him in a bad position elixir-wise. I would like to see the bats come in. There are the bats. Miner should come in as well. And fireball. I mean, every answer that he needs, he has. The only way Ruben can really get a ton of damage is if somehow that Archer Queen is able to actually lock onto tower.
And AQ does go invisible, and over to the cannon cart, picks to the right-hand lane now. And this time, Fireball out a little bit late, so you can see the elixir low there for Framsito, but with all on the board, still in a good position as we go towards triple.
Yeah, this is really tough for both players to break through. Obviously, if you are Framsito, you have the advantage because the miner is direct damage onto tower. Mortar connects on the left-hand side, and that is a ton of damage for a match this close. And Ruben not looking comfortable right now.
Not comfortable at all, but starting to really put the pressure on. You talked about that spam from Ruben. Here it comes. Picks to the left-hand side and a late mortar. This is starting to look dangerous for Framsito.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful here, and here we go. He's just going to continuously pile this on. There's your fireball, but it doesn't matter. He cycles so quickly. This is what Ruben does. He waits to catch you in the right moment, and then he's just going to continuously spam the bridge. Beautiful Fire Spirit there as well, but the Barb actually gets a hit, which means Ruben needs some more Hoggy hits.
Final 20 seconds, no minor catches here out of Ruben. Plays the Fire Spirit and the Skelly's late. 10 seconds left.
Wow.
Pigs down at the bridge. 11:77 to 12:91. Piggies cannot seem to get past this mortar. Fireball in. GG, well played. Framsito takes game number 1 off of Ruben.
And he is feeling it also. This is the excitement that I love to see out of someone who, look, he has nothing to lose. He didn't expect to be here. Everything happened correct. Makes sense, but we're about to find out exactly what they play. And it's funny that, you know, for Ruben, it's RG and Loon, but for Framsito, it's also that RG and Loon. They both really like that type of deck. I've seen Framsito, he hasn't played them as much, but I've seen in the past how good he is using them. So I would not be surprised if this is some sort of RG deck. And Ruben, P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, and you saw the reaction from Framsito. The moment he saw P.E.K.K.A, he gave a look of pain. So it's never a good sign when you see someone look upset after seeing just one card.
Yeah, and I mean, it does seem to be an RG deck at this point. The positive side, Framsito is very, very upset at this matchup. The positive side for him is the fact that it's poison and not lightning on the Rem. If it was a lightning deck, this would be GG already. That Archer Queen would have been absolutely gone, but he's still doing good damage. You're still in the game.
But he also knows now that with Fireball out, doesn't have a great answer for those Zappies. So this is going to be a real challenge here for Framsito, it seems. And, you know, you put two things together. First, you find yourself up against P.E.K.K.A, you don't like the matchup, and then the failed King Tower activation on top of that. Two tough spots early on for the Argentinian.
Yeah, definitely not the perfect start, but it's still winnable. He needs to maintain calm. You're playing against Ruben. Ruben is not going to get flustered at any point in this. When he loses, he does get upset, but during the match, Ruben is just as focused as anyone, so Framsito needs to, you know, really stay on that same level. You're up 1-0. You cannot let your mind get to you. This is World Finals. You need to stay calm. If you lose this, you're still okay.
That Fisherman gains 2 extra tiles, it felt like,
yeah,
on that get over here maneuver, and still gets on tower. So the 2 elixirs spent by Ruben ends up accomplishing a whole lot less than he'd anticipated.
Yeah, and that poison is a great poison, but at the end of the day, it's 0 damage from troops. Zappies are out of cycle. I really like this Fisherman here to pull that Ram Rider. I'm not sure if he was expecting the Ghost instead, but this Ram Rider should not even connect onto tower, and that, it's looking like a Ruben.
Oh my word. That's it. Wave it off. Ruben knows. I'm looking at Andrew standing off on the side. He can't believe it. Eric is stunned. We're about to see the defending world champion get unceremoniously booted from CRL World Finals in a 2-0 sweep by the most unanticipated and underrated player in the competition.
This is the first time all year where I haven't been talking.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. I thought that Lucas being eliminated was gonna be like the craziest thing today, but Ruben eliminated round 1, 2-0. I'm shook.
I'm certainly shook. And look, if you were asking me which matchup I was in a